Welcome to ScienSonic Laboratories, my temple of sound. I'm Scott Robinson, your sonic host for this new installment of the Sound of the Month Club. Thank you very much for being here. This month we're going to talk about a project rather than a specific instrument, a project which is very important to me right now in this phase of my life. A long-term project called Reach for Tomorrow. We're still in this crazy pandemic time with the world shut down, so this is the second of two Sound of the Month Club installments that I will be putting up on YouTube, free for everybody to check out, partly in hopes that some of you will become interested and go to our website and consider becoming a laboratory member, where you'll have access to all the Sound of the Month Club videos featuring many, many amazing instruments. There's, I think, close to 50 now on the website, with lots more on the way. We could use your membership, we could use your support, especially in this time when all performance opportunities are completely shut down. So thanks for checking us out, and please investigate further our adventurous music offerings. I built this laboratory about 12 years ago as a way to finally have a space to set up all these amazing instruments that I have and be able to use them and do recordings and projects and collaborations and also solo pieces. And one of the ideas I had from the very beginning was to be able to overdub myself as a complete orchestra, the kind of symphonic orchestra that you could only hear in your imagination, because you would never be able to assemble all of these instruments in an actual live group situation. I got some inspiration from an album by Roscoe Mitchell that he sent me in the mail called Sound Songs. It's a wonderful album where he overdubbed himself on some flutes and percussion and different things. And I was very taken with that, and I thought, boy, what could I create with all these instruments I have? I could create a huge orchestra. And that was one of the reasons I built this lab. Well, it took me a lot of years. I kept putting it off and thinking, boy, that's a scary, big, giant project to make a symphony orchestra, a symphony scale piece all by myself. 1 year ago today, I finally began this piece because I turned 60 years old. And I stood out here, right here in this spot, and I said to myself, you just turned 60. You're going to start this piece tomorrow. Time is not limitless. So I started the next day, and today is the 1 year anniversary. So I want to tell you a little bit about this piece. It's a completely improvised symphony. It's going to be in 4 movements. And it's going to use any instruments that I have at my disposal here. All kinds of trumpets and horns and percussion and gongs and cymbals and giant saxophones and sarrusophones. You saw a selection at the beginning of this video of just a few of the instruments I've used. And you'll see more in a moment. So the idea I had was to create a symphony that's completely improvised. Meaning, I come out here and I start something, and then I listen to it, what do I hear next? Boom, a little bell or something. And I put that in. And then some clarinets come out of that and skitter away while this trombone plays some long notes. And so I overdub that, and I'll try it. Yeah, this works, and I'll put that in there, and I listen to it. If I don't like it, I'll redo it. And but once I've decided and moved on, then I don't go back. That's one of the rules. I have a number of different rules. So there's no written music. There's no Sibelius notation software or anything like that. There's no score. There's absolutely no reference to written music. I'm not using the piano to work anything out. It's all done spur of the moment, but very, very carefully and taking my time. And my rule is I have to work on this piece every day, but I just do it in bite-sized chunks, so about 45 minutes to an hour a day, usually. And go ahead and laugh, but I'm going to report to you that on the 1-year anniversary, I have 2 minutes and about 54 seconds of music. I didn't quite make it to 3 minutes. But before you laugh, consider that that's all, first of all, that's all mixed and ready to go. And it's up to something like 84 instruments that I've used. So there's a lot going on, and it's very meticulously done, and I have to, each instrument I have to test the sound and run back and forth to the board and record it a few times and then try to get it to sync up and get it into the right position, and I have to do it over, and once I get a part I like, then I decide, do I need to double it with other instruments, or am I going to harmonize it, or what? And if I harmonize it, I just listen for whatever note, and I'll play that. I'll just play whatever comes into my mind as a harmony. And if I like it, I keep it. If I don't like it, I do it over. So it's a new way of making music for me. I keep a spreadsheet here on my little computer, which I don't know if you can see, but this is a timeline that shows me what instruments are playing on which tracks at which moments in time. It just is a way of remembering and keeping track of what's going on, because there's a lot going on, and otherwise I would get very confused. And then here is a general list of all the instruments that I've used so far, and what microphones I've used to record them, and where they sit in the stereo spectrum. That's called panning. So that when I return to an instrument that I haven't used for a while, I can put it in the same general part of the orchestra, so it'll sound like it's in the same place. So you can see this list is pretty extensive, and it's up into the 80s now, so a lot of information. Depending how I feel when I finish making this little video speaking to you, I might let you hear a little sample. I haven't let anybody hear any of this stuff. I don't really want anyone to hear it until it's finished. However, if you do the math, 3 minutes of music in a year, so to do a 4-minute movement symphony of about 40-45 minutes, we're talking 12 to 15 years. Maybe I can speed that up if I start putting in more time per day. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the pacing goes. But right now we're looking at a 12 to 15 year project, in my estimation. So take care of yourselves. Follow all the health guidelines and everything, and be good to yourselves and take care of yourselves, so we can all be around in 15 years to listen to my great, big, giant, ridiculous orchestra piece. I'm telling you, it's going to be like nothing anyone's ever heard, because it's the kind of orchestra that is in my dreams. Literally, it's music out of my dreams. It's something you never could hire people to play it. This giant saxophone, how are you going to get 3 or 4 of these together along with a bunch of sousaphones and slide sax and all these instruments. It would just be impossible. You know, when I built this place, I told my wife that I really wanted a way to be able to create worlds of sound. And I was a little bit almost choked up telling her. I remember standing right in here and saying this. I said, I want to create these worlds because I want them to be there for me when I need them. You know, I've become a little bit almost religious about music. It's I think of music as a kind of a goddess, and this is my temple where we worship the goddess of music and of sound. Our motto for ScienSonic Laboratories is Worlds of Tomorrow Through Sound. So when I said that I want these worlds there when I need them, I was kind of, I was sort of touching on the idea of a kind of sonic afterlife, which I can't say I really truly believe in, but there's a little part of me that feels that if I can create these beautiful landscapes of sound, that somehow they'll be there for me when I need to slip away into them. So a piece like the one I'm working on now, I'm working on a lot of other things. The reason I'm only doing this in bite-sized bits every day is because I'm trying to keep all my other projects going. Work on all these other things. But this one is a biggie. It's a big world. This particular one is a big world I'm trying to create. And trying to get it right. So that's my subject for today. It's called Reach for Tomorrow. It's going to be in 4 movements: Reach for Tomorrow, Shadow of Tomorrow, The Shape of Tomorrow, and Tomorrow's Gift. And my little gift today is that you came to the laboratory to see what's going on. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for your interest. Stay in touch with what we're doing. Keep well, and we'll see you down the road, down the sonic road. Be well, everybody. Thank you.